Hey everyone, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora and on today's video we are going to be talking about how I plan my Citycore islands. Before we get started, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that like, subscribe, and notify button if you want to see more content like this in the future. I wanted to quickly add that I was under the impression that this was recording when I was working on the entry, so I apologize. I will not have the entry fully recorded. If you are someone though who is struggling with road placement, I definitely recommend checking out my road placing playlist, as I do a bunch of breakdowns on how to place roads in general and lots of different tips into that. So make sure you go check out the road tutorials if you are needing that extra one-on-one help with them. I won't stress too much on this, mainly because today's video isn't focused on an entry build, but more of talking about how I plan my islands out, different tips that I've learned through all of my Citycore building, and just me working on my island in general. I thought it would be smart to actually record myself playing, since many of you get these entry ideas from me, or we do some sort of Citycore build, but then you don't know how to transition from them or just have ideas on how to fill areas in. And many of you know that I wing all of my builds. I don't plan them whatsoever. So I thought documenting this, kind of like how I did my jungle island, would be helpful for those who are in need of something kind of like this. And I'm planning to do videos like this throughout the whole entire island. Obviously, I won't be able to document every single step, but for the most part, I am going to try to document as much as I can in hopes that it'll help inspire you and get you building on your island again. Now, I have a lot of tips that I hope that in this video will help you out. And the first tip I want to recommend is planning out what theme you want to do. The best way to do that is by finding custom design codes that stand out to you. Then go from there. What helps me determine my theme is honestly my road code. So this could be your path or your main road to kind of help determine what your overall vibe is going to be. And then from there, you can add on codes like windows or different store codes to kind of like suit the mood of the theme you're going for. Once you figure out what theme you're going for, then you can start to determine how you want your island map to be. Now keep in mind, I wing all of my builds. I don't plan my maps whatsoever, but if you are someone out there who does need to plan this, you just need a guide to go off of, like, ideas on road placement and transitions. As silly as this sounds, go onto Google and type in a children's town playmat, and you can use that actually as a guide for a Citycore layout. You would be surprised on how many different playmats exist, from easy to simple and complex looking ones. So you can actually take a lot of inspiration from those, because a lot of the playmats I refer to have cul-de-sacs, roundabouts, all of that complex stuff. And I love taking inspo from those when I'm on a wall, I don't know what my layout should be. And honestly, today's entry is inspired by one of those playmats. So I definitely honestly recommend looking into that. Also, just using real life as a reference is always great inspo for a Citycore. Sometimes I'll even Google, especially if I'm doing a city inspired by an actual place. For example, my island today is going to be inspired by Tokyo outskirts. So I want to do something that is a mixture of modern and traditional. And I love looking at real life images and honestly going through Google Maps and walking through on Google Maps the towns too helps me get the inspiration I need for my islands. So obviously I do like to watch anime too, so I'll use anime as an inspiration as well, determining my themes. So definitely take inspiration, whether it's from a real place or a movie or something you saw on Google Images. Trust me, having something to refer to will keep you motivated. Now, if you haven't been following me for a while, then you probably don't know this information, but I've been doing Citycore since Animal Crossing's release. So I've had plenty of time to mess with different layouts, try different things. So if you're not on the level that we are today on this video, do not worry. We have tons of different videos and tutorials on Citycore on my channel, so definitely go check those out, especially if you're a newcomer to Citycore. But if you are a veteran to Citycore like I am, one of my favorite things to do personally on all of my islands lately is by making parking lots. Not only do these fill up space, but they can be easily adjusted in size and style. There's just so many different ways you can do a parking lot, and I love that. So I love using those honestly as fillers, especially if I'm in an awkward spot where I don't want my island to be super laggy, but I want this location to be filled up. So that is a great option, especially when you are trying to fill in space. Another thing I love to do is by making little parks and filling in with greenery as much as possible. Just add more texture to my islands as needed. Something else I love to remind y'all in all of my videos is if you're not doing the same theme that I'm working on at the moment, a lot of my layouts will work for other Citycore islands too. This layout would work great for a tropical theme or something just like a minimalistic urban. So I mean, definitely keep that in mind. Even if you're not doing a specific style like I am, a lot of my layouts and entries will work for other themes. So I always encourage you to go check out every video that I post, because you might get some ideas for your island from them, regardless if it's a different theme. So that is something I always want to remind y'all on every video that we do. Make adjustments to codes as needed, all that good stuff. But yeah, 99% of my Citycore layouts are honestly real life inspiration. So definitely use real life as a great reference for any of your Citycore builds, and it definitely helps, trust me, in the long run. As for layout, many of you know that I just go with the flow, I wing it and hope for the best. Sometimes my layouts don't always work, so I'll restart a bajillion times until I'm happy, because I'm picky with my islands. But for the most part, once I find a layout that I really like, I just kind of like see what my creativity takes me. So right now, for a great example, is this little walkway is actually going to transition into a highway like area. I'm going to be basically using it as kind of a little lookout spot to hide the edge of my map, just like a little simple transitional spot. And if you are not working at the edge of your map, this would be honestly a great overpass inspiration too. So if you don't have space at your entry to do something like this, or maybe your plaza is too close, you can definitely relocate this build somewhere else. Now, if you are someone who is in a position where plaza is literally at the beginning of your island, I don't usually choose maps that are close to the airport. I like to have as much space as possible with my entries, but I am going to do some entries that are closer to the airport for those who are in need of some inspiration for that after I finish up my island. So you can definitely look forward to some entry ideas with that. I am hoping to get some speed builds out in the next few days with some closer entry inspiration for those who are in need of it. So hopefully this will help you out. What does help me with these entry videos is y'all letting me know the dimension from the airport to the plaza. I need to know exactly how many tiles those are to be able to get you an entry that might help you. So definitely leave me a comment below on the comments section. If you are somebody who needs that help and extra inspiration for your island, it will definitely help me out in the long run to be able to provide that type of video for you. Now, the last tip and thing that I use when I plan out my Citycore islands is super important and something you need to take serious. And I'm about to tell you it right now. Have fun. Don't compare yourself to other people's islands. Don't think that your island isn't good enough because it doesn't look like what social media shows you. Put your love into your island and just have fun. You'll surprise yourself when you don't actually plan anything and you just go with the flow. And you might even just come up with a new layout that nobody has seen before. So most importantly, enjoy Animal Crossing and just have fun with it. I will do my best to try to help y'all as much as possible on these videos and on every speed build and tutorial that I do. But the most important thing to take from any of these videos that I do is just to have fun and put your heart into your island and just see what happens. Anyways, here's everything that I built today on my new Cherry Blossom City. I have a lot of different other themes I want to tackle too, but every time I've released a Blossom Island, I've found something I didn't like about it or something I wish I could have added. So I really want this new Blossom City to have a lot of things that the other islands didn't have. So bear with me as I do another Blossom themed island for the bajillionth time. Anyways, I hope that this video brought you a ton of inspiration, and I will be documenting more of my island building process on the next video. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a horrible day. I'll see you next video.